Hi, my name is Karen Hall, and I live in Georgia with my husband of almost 20 years and our two daughters, who are 14 and 10. And I am currently in my third semester at Liberty University, obtaining an education degree. But my story that I would like to tell you involves the birth of our first daughter, where I learned many valuable lessons, but one that stands out the most that will last with me and stay with me the rest of my life. My husband and I had been married for about 5 years at the time. I was about a week overdue with our first daughter when we went into the hospital. After about 33 hours of labor, the doctor came in and said that our baby was under severe distress in my uterus. Later we found out that her umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck 4 times. Thankfully, they did a C-section, but prior to the surgery, when my doctor came in, he asked if he could pray with us before he started the surgery. And my husband and I were very scared to do the surgery. I had never had surgery before, and emergency C-section is not the words you want to hear when you're giving birth to your first baby or your last baby. But when he came in and offered to pray with us, it helped ease our worries. We were Christians at the time, so it spoke volumes to us that our doctor wanted to do this and seek the Lord's guidance in the surgery. After she was born, she was fine at first for the first few hours. Then the doctor came in and said that her blood work had come back irregular, that she had a rare infection, so she had to go to the NICU. She spent several days there, developing several different things. On top of the infection, she ended up having hypothermia at the same time that I had developed a fever. So when I was finally able to go down to the NICU to visit and hold her, I couldn't even hold her because of her hypothermia and my fever. The nurses wouldn't allow it. So that was very hard to take, watching my little girl with an IV in her head and wires and tubes coming off of her, and I couldn't even hold her and coddle her. But over the next several days, we prayed a lot. We had friends and family praying for us and coming to visit us, and which helped so much. It helped give us strength. And over the next several days, she did get better. They finally allowed her to spend one night with us in the hospital, and assuming how well she did that night, we could take her home the next day. So she spent the night with us in the hospital after she was almost a week old. It was the first night we had her to ourselves without nurses around, and she still had tubes and wires coming off of her, and so I was very scared that I was going to break her or mess up a tube or wire. But she did well, and they released us the next day, and we got to take her home. So all of our prayers were answered, and our baby girl was now with us. Throughout all of these events, I did learn many things. I learned to have faith and trust in God. I learned that every baby is a miracle of His creation. And I learned that friends and family are there for you to help give you strength and lift you up when you need it. I learned the strength and love of my amazing husband, and I learned how amazing it is from the moment you first look into your new baby's eyes that you fall unconditionally in love with them. But it wasn't until about a month later, after we were home, our daughter was about a month old, that I learned my most valuable lesson. My husband and I were just sitting there staring at our new daughter and just admiring the beauty of our little baby, and I said to my husband, "Isn't it amazing how much we love her?" And then he looked at me and said, "But isn't it even more amazing how much God loves her?" At that moment, I realized the love of not just the love of a parent, but the love of God as our parent, that He gives us that love every single day. And that is the lesson that I will take with me always from that moment when my husband first opened my eyes to the love of God. And that is my lesson. I hope you have a blessed course, and it's nice to meet you.